Okay, so now I want to kind of dive into some of the better quarterbacks, and I'm going to start off with Trevor Lawrence. The question is Trevor Lawrence a perfect prospect? Is he can't miss? And look, it's hard to find any prospect that's perfect and a guy that can't miss, but Trevor Lawrence is pretty darn close, man. Trevor Lawrence is the guy that I personally have a hard time passing up on. I consider Trevor Lawrence to be a generational talent. He has a lot of talent, a lot of good things going for him. As a prospect, he's coming into the NFL with 3 years of experience at Clemson. He's played in big games. In his career at Clemson, he went 34-2 as a starter. He's beaten the likes of Notre Dame, Alabama in the national championship game as a freshman. He's beaten Ohio State. Like I said, he destroyed Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide's defense as a true freshman. The guy has great arm talent. He can fit the ball in the tight windows. He's accurate. He makes great decisions with the football in his hands. He can read defenses at a high level, at least at the college level. He showed that he can read defenses at a high level. I don't see any reason why he can't be really good at reading defenses in the NFL. Now, Trevor Lawrence is more of your traditional pocket passer. He's not going to make a ton of off-schedule plays that are super duper crazy, like Patrick Mahomes, like Aaron Rodgers. That's not quite his strong suit, but Trevor Lawrence has shown that he definitely has the ability to work around a messy pocket, a muddy pocket where when things break down, Trevor Lawrence can move around, he can make plays, he can fit the ball in the tight windows, he throws the ball on the run pretty well. Like I said, his bread and butter is not off-schedule plays, but he's more than capable of making those things. The best quarterbacks in the NFL can make something happen when there's nothing, there. And Trevor Lawrence, he has the ability to do those things at times. Now, I don't want him consistently playing off rhythm. I'd rather him play in rhythm, but that's the same knock that has been, in regards to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning for years. Those guys are two of the three best quarterbacks that have ever lived. Not saying Trevor Lawrence is ever going to be as good as those guys, but Trevor Lawrence does have a chance to be an all-time great quarterback if he puts his talent if he hones his skills, I should say. I worded my words wrong right there. Pardon me, I apologize. But either way, look, the other thing about Trevor Lawrence that I really, really like is his ability to run the football in open space. We saw him run for 67 yards for a touchdown versus Ohio State in the college football playoffs a couple of years, actually 2 years ago, yes. And Trevor Lawrence, to me, is just a prospect that I cannot pass up on. I'm really a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I really like his game. I think he's a generational talent. And I believe he probably should be the number one quarterback taking. Maybe if you want to take Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, you could take that risk. But do you really want to be the team that passed on Trevor Lawrence? Because years from now, you might regret it, okay? Trevor Lawrence is a very safe pick with a ton of upside. You usually don't get that, too often. Usually, if there's a safe pick, that guy, maybe doesn't have all that high of a ceiling, but has a really high floor. Trevor Lawrence's floor is extremely high, and his ceiling is extremely high. And what I mean by that is sort of how Matthew Stafford was when he was coming out of college. Matthew Stafford, when he was coming out of Georgia, because of his arm talent, people said that guy has a chance to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL one day. But even if he doesn't quite reach that level, Matthew Stafford is going to be an above average starting quarterback in the NFL that you can win a lot of games with. That's the same way I view Trevor Lawrence. Even if Trevor Lawrence doesn't reach the potential of being a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the NFL, I see Trevor Lawrence being a functional starting franchise quarterback in the NFL that can win you a lot of games and potentially a Super Bowl. My one concern about Trevor Lawrence is how great does he want to become? Because we know the talent is there, but is Trevor Lawrence going to get bored with success? Is he going to go all in to really, put in the work and try to win Super Bowls How will his teammates respond to him? That's the only question I truly have with Trevor Lawrence. We can nitpick about the talent and things like that all we want, but I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence. I believe he's an awesome prospect. He's as close to a can't miss as there is. I believe he's a generational talent. And like I said, I believe Trevor Lawrence can become a special quarterback in the NFL if you put the right parts and the right coaching staff around him. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.